right, namaste and welcome to our Friday morning, or whenever you're watching this video, our TGIF class. So the Friday class is about long holds. So, people say that Yin classes are all about holding poses long, but that's not the only important thing. As I discussed with one of my current, new teachers who just finished my training, it's about holding it at a certain place, and that means your edge. Because without working at your edge, you're not going to get the benefits. You won't be able to hold it for the time that's necessary to get into the yin tissue. So let's just keep that in mind, that working at the edge is important. But we're going to do some more longer holding postures today, just as our Friday morning class is all about long holds, okay? To really wash away the week and begin again for the weekend. All right, so let's start in seated meditation. So sit up nice and straight. You can sit on a block or a blanket or whatever feels comfortable. Roll the shoulders backwards a few times. It's just something I do every day just to keep my upper back and my shoulders, my neck relaxed. So just rolling the shoulders back. You can do both at once or one at a time, whatever feels nice. And then let the shoulders drop, okay? And then lengthen the neck by reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, feeling the neck grow long. Let the shoulders drop again. Good. Now soften your forehead. So we're not squeezing the eyes together, wrinkling up the forehead. So we're going to just relax the forehead as a sign of relaxing the mind, right? So we relax the forehead. We let thoughts come and go like clouds through the sky. So we can witness our thinking today and just develop our awareness, our self-awareness. So let your eyes soften. And this is a symbol of looking inward with compassion, with kindness towards ourselves. Self-compassion. Let your eyes soften, your eyelids, your temples, your eyebrows. Let your nose and cheeks relax, the roof of your mouth, your tongue. And then swallow to relax your throat. And then let your teeth part slightly. So this is like what you do for meditation. This helps if the jaw is relaxed, it helps the whole face to relax. So we're not clenching. Beautiful. Now let your shoulders drop again, because sometimes we just let them start creeping up again. We don't notice. And then soften through your heart center, lifting your chest up a little bit. So we can move forward today from a place of love, right? Not fear. Shoulders back, chest up, and then soften your belly so your emotions can move through you today, through this practice and throughout this day. And then feel your hips heavy on the ground, your legs relax, feet and toes. And then bring your attention back up to your nose and just feel the breath going in and out. This is our Anapana meditation. So feel the breath as it enters and exits the nose. It's so simple, but the mind wants to complicate things. So that's why we want to witness our thinking and see if you can stay focused on this breath that's going in and out right now through your nose. And just be there with your breath. Let the thoughts start to move to the background as we remember that we're not our thoughts. We're so much more than that. So we're practicing mindfulness as we just witness everything, witnessing thoughts, sensations, distractions outside ourselves, feelings and emotions that rise and fall. So it's almost like we're stepping back into our true nature, right? Because the more we're in the human body, sometimes we get separated from that. And the more we meditate and ground ourselves and practice present moment awareness, the more we're sitting in that nature. Okay, we're going to do 5 rounds of the 4-4-6-2 breathing or box breathing. Some therapists teach this as just a calming mechanism. I don't remember where I learned it, but I just think it's a really nice way to start the class. So what we're going to do is fill up for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4. This is the hard part, emptying out, count of 6. You really have to slow down your exhale, and it's so beneficial, and then holding it for 2. So 4 in, hold for 4, out for 6, really slow, and hold for 2. Okay, we'll do 5 rounds. Let's begin. Breathe in, 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top, 4, 3, 2, empty, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it for 2, and 1. Inhale, bottom to top, 3, 2, hold it, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, top to bottom, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it for 2, and 1. 3 more. Inhale, 4. Hold it, 4. Exhale, 6, 3, 2. Hold it out for 2, and 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. Hold it, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it for 2, and 1. 1 more. Inhale, 4. Hold it, 4. Exhale, 6. Hold it, 2, and 1. Now relax. Your lungs might feel like they want to pull in more air now, right? That means they're opening. All right. Now we're going to begin our Dirga Pranayama, the breathing practice we'll use throughout the class. So we're just going to start right away. Since we've already been filling and emptying, we're going to fill the belly, fill the ribs, and fill the chest. Pause. Empty chest, empty ribs, belly draws back and pause. Continue. Filling bottom, center, top, pausing, emptying, top, center, bottom, belly draws back and pause. Now continue. Remember, the pause is really a big part of yoga. It's called kambuka, and they use it to describe the pausing of the breath, just the pausing in nature to just stop and slow down and right, like they say, smell the roses, right? Like Ferris Bueller said, you have to stop, slow down sometimes, otherwise you're going to miss your life. Life goes fast, he says. Okay, stretch your arms into a T. Let's inhale, reach up, bring the hands together over the head. And then exhale, hands pull down, bringing down the light from above into our heart. Drop it in, bow your head. Thank yourself for being here, for taking time for yourself today. Right, we're just kind of embracing ourselves, saying, good job for getting on the mat. And just watching the impatience or anticipation or what I should be doing instead, just being the witness to all that so you can really be present for yourself. So what is your intention today for being here? Maybe that's it. And say thank you for what you're asking for, as if you've already received it. Thank you because you know it's coming, that you deserve it. Thank you. Hands to the forehead to touch. Thoughts will be there. They're not who you are. Just watch. Be the witness to your thinking. Back to the heart center. We're going to do 3 soft ohms. Breathe in. Oh. Begin again when you're done. Oh. One more. Oh. Remember, that raises our consciousness. It opens us up to peace, those ohms, the chanting. All right, so we are going to come into cats and cows. So bring your blocks to the top of your mat. Make sure your blanket is wider than your mat for the class. And just begin in table pose. Hands are flat, fingers spread out, knees hip distance. On the inhale, you just let your belly drop as the tail tilts up, and then stretch from your belly button to your chin as you inhale all the way to the top. On the exhales, round like a Halloween cat, tucking your tail under and bringing your chin towards your chest. Remember to suck your belly back at the bottom of your exhales. You can just continue like that. Breathing in, bottom to top. Breathing out, top to bottom. So now we're synchronizing our breath with our movement. And this is known as vinyasa. David Swenson wrote the best Ashtanga book that I ever seen. And he says it's the marriage between breath and movement. That's what we're doing right now. It doesn't have to mean, jumping in handstands or doing sun salutations. All right, now we're going to start with thread the needle today. Right arm goes up, right arm on the floor behind the left wrist. Now make sure you're keeping your hips over your knees with this one so that you're in control of how much pressure is on your shoulder. So you can use your left hand as well in front of you for support. Or if you're really comfortable and relaxed, maybe lift the left arm, thread it behind your back. You can reach for the top of your right thigh. And you can also clasp your hands in front of you. That's what I like to do. Hold tight and then try to straighten both arms. Okay, we're going to stay here for a couple minutes. Get a nice opening in the upper back, chest, and shoulder. So while you're in the pose, you're being that witness to your thoughts, you're witnessing and being mindful of your body and the sensations. And like Sarah Powers taught us on Wednesday, when we studied mindfulness, that to breathe into the places that feel tight and limited, and to allow that breath just to surround the sensation and create space for that sensation to move, to change, maybe to move out of your body. Good. One more minute to go. Just keep relaxing, breathing, being mindful, witnessing your thoughts, remembering they're not who you are. We're also opening the heart chakra here in the back. All right, left hand for the face. Sweep the right arm up and just hold it there for a few breaths. So notice this is the counter pose to what you were just doing, but now we're going to counter the counter. So right hand comes down, left hand goes up. Noticing without judgment. All right, left hand down. We're going to step the right foot back and bring the right arm back to the sky again. Okay. So now we're in our supported side plank with the left knee underneath the left hip, making sure we can lift that left hand off the ground. All right, right foot flat, left toes behind you like a kickstand. Let the head hang. Let's push the hips forward and open the front body. Just breathe. Good. Let the head dangle. You can shake your head slowly, yes and no, or maybe just look up or down or straight ahead. So just suggestions in class. You're doing what feels good. Arm can go over the ear, or maybe slow circles here in each direction a couple times, if that's something that you enjoy. Right, we're here to feel good, not to judge ourselves or to build more regret. Here to let it go. Let's place the right hand on the right hip. Look down at your left hand. Lift the left hand up, kneeling. We're going to go into gate pose. So just lean to your right. So this is a lateral flexion, stretching through the left side, compressing through the right. You can use your elbow on your thigh or hold with your hand. Left arm can go straight up to the sky or over your ear. Breathe. Probably feeling a nice stretch in your right inner thigh. Get there soon in our frog pose. Good. So drop the right shoulder, lift the left. So you're really getting into that upper back again. In a side bend. Now left hand back down. We're going to lift the right leg. We're going to do a little playful movement here today. So let's bring the right hand down. Keep the right leg back behind you. And then I want you to point the right leg up. Lift your chin as if in cow. And as you exhale, forehead to knee. Round your back, squeeze your belly in. Okay, breathing in, right leg back. You can straighten if that feels better. Exhale, forehead to knee. Now with your breath, right, marrying breath and movement, inhale and exhale. A few more times. Make sure your hips stay square. You're not leaning to one side. Now pause at the top and then step your right foot up between your hands. We're going to start with baby dragon. So hands on either side of the right foot. Slide the back knee back, front knee over front ankle. And then use your block in front of your back leg for support. So we're draping the body over the leg, right? We're just letting the body hang. If you need some support, maybe a block under your left elbow straight up and down, or two flat stacked on top of each other. Okay, I'm going to start the clock. We're going to stay here for a couple minutes, just letting that left hip start to open in the front, right? The back hip, the quads, the hip flexors. This is where our stomach and spleen channels are, so this is good for digestion as well. Good, nice steady breaths. This is the extension of the hip. Now you can let your head hang or hold it up, whatever feels best. I notice when I drop my head that I feel more sensation in the front of my left hip. Just thinking about that deep connection between the neck and the hips, right? The spine and the legs. That's our first minute. Notice how maybe you've changed, how the body has changed. How you're more focused, or there feels like there's more space, or it's easier or harder. So remember, things are changing. It's called Annicca. It's all temporary. All right, now we're going to go low today. Next, so you can put your blocks inside your front foot and climb your elbows down to your blocks. Walk your right foot over to the right a little bit. And then see how it feels. Maybe you need to go lower after a few breaths because you're not feeling it enough. There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, definitely. Might want to go down a little bit lower. You can turn your blocks sideways for a medium level or flat for the lowest level on the blocks before the elbows come to the floor. Let's stay here for a couple minutes and just really explore. Just breathe. Move your shoulders if you like. Move your neck. Okay, now if you're ready to rise, go back to baby dragon, hands on either side, and then put a block underneath each hand straight up and down, and then push down, gently lift your chest away from that front leg. All right, so now we're in the high dragon for the next couple minutes. So remember, you lean back for more pressure, lean forward for less. You can always stay in baby dragon if that's best for you today. Good, feel the stretch increase in the front of the left hip now. Right where the hip and thigh meet. Maybe it's your quadriceps that are tight. So let's breathe and create space there, wherever it is. Your elbow can also rest against your knee instead. Remember here, you could always turn your head side to side to start the twisting of the cervical spine, nice and gently. Dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder and just relaxing your left shoulder down. That would be lateral flexion of the cervical spine, side bending. Just hold on each side for a few breaths and change whenever you're ready. And then you can also make circles with your chin all the way around, back down again in each direction, maybe a couple times. Keeping your shoulders relaxed and your breath moving. A couple more breaths here for our 7-minute dragon pose today. And we're going to pull the hips back now slowly, using your hands on your blocks. And just bow over your right leg once you come into your half split. So Ardha Hanumanasana. This is just one variation, right? And hands can be on the blocks on either side of your leg or the floor. And then just see if you can let your head slowly hang down, feeling that line of energy from the neck to the heel. This is the urinary bladder channel on the right, also known as the Pingala, or the Yang channel, out of the Yin Yang meridian channels. The Sun channel, because it's Yin and Yang is hot. All right, now we're going to take the right leg back and go to some cats and cows again. Just move again. See what it feels like now. Move your body any way that feels good. All right, so since we just worked on the left hip, we're going to continue in that direction with shoelace. So put your left knee in the middle of the blanket, lift your right knee again, and then tuck your right knee behind your left, spread your feet out, and take your block and put it underneath your seat as you crawl back and sit on your block. Or if you don't need the block, go ahead and take it out. We want the left knee on top, right knee is on the bottom. Now, really what we want to do here is relax the legs, and that's the hard part. So do your best just to sit. If your legs are already relaxed, you know what to do. You could fold forward to create more sensation in the hips. All right, otherwise just sit and breathe, working on relaxing the muscles of your legs. So we're practicing Annicca, right? Things are going to change. But we have to be patient. We have to let go of what the mind is telling the body. Like things are never going to change. I'm never going to get flexible, right? Your body is listening. So be the witness to your thinking. And just begin to relax. Let go of the grasping that causes the suffering in our lives. Holding on to things that need to change. Pushing away things that are not feeling good, that we need to experience in order to grow. And just embrace it all. It's all the same. This is what they teach in Buddhism. It's all the same. Not good or bad. It just is what it is. Okay, so that's the first minute. Now, if you're planning on staying seated, you could always take a side bend to the left, but this is a long hold. It's going to be an 8-minute hold today. Now, if this is too strong, you could always go into the left side of swan at any point throughout this pose. Or you could go there for the whole 8 minutes with the left leg forward and the right leg back. Okay, so do what feels good. Let's take the first 5 minutes just really to relax and breathe. But you are welcome to do a side bend if you like. Working on Annicca, watching your mind as it grasps things, right? In your body as it tightens up, and try to find a place where you can let go. Stay present with your breath by your nose. Now this is a double outer rotation if you're still in the shoelace pose. And we're rolling the hip joints outward, pulling on the ligament that connects the thigh to the pelvic girdle, right? Inside that acetabulum, the socket of the ball and socket joint. So on the outside of the thigh, you're probably feeling sensation there. This is where our gallbladder meridians lie. And stretching through the IT band on the outside of the thigh, the TSL muscle that lays in the belly of that fascia, because that's what that is down the side of the leg. It's not muscle. The IT band is just fascia that's developed, it's built up over time. So we're coming up to that 5-minute mark. We have 3 minutes left. You can add eagle arms if you would like. You can stay still as well. If you'd like to add eagle arms to a T, left elbow under right, since our left knee is on top, and then just cross at the wrists and palms face each other as much as they can. We'll just stay here for 1 minute, another shoulder stretch. Keep on breathing, nice, slow, steady breaths. Create space by breathing in to the place where the sensation is in each pose. When you're finished, no rush, just stretch your arms back out. Maybe roll the wrists, roll the shoulders again, and see how it feels now. Good. We can also add Gomukhasana arms, so cow face pose. Right arm up, pat yourself in the back, grabbing the right elbow with the left hand and just relaxing that right arm as much as you can. Breathing. Feel the sensation. Feel your breath. I like to tip my head forward here just to kind of get it out of the way so my neck can relax. But do what feels good for you. Remember, when you're through, come out of it slowly. Same thing, maybe roll the shoulders, shake your hands, whatever feels good. Okay, we have 1 minute left. If you'd like to add the side bend here, you can. Just leaning to the left. Left elbow on the block or the floor. Maybe it's your hand against the floor if you need to be up a little bit higher, or if you're sitting on a block. Good, the right arm can lift or not. What feels good? Keep tuning into your body. Keep breathing. Set yourself free today, practicing moving towards moksha, spiritual liberation. Moksha. Great, roll your shoulders back a couple times, see how that feels. And we're going to take the top leg off and let it stretch out in front. Straighten out your legs and shake them out a little bit, see how it feels. And then feet as wide as your mat, flat. Let the knees tip side to side with your hands behind your back. Good, just notice, without judgment. All right, reverse table, hands face whichever way feels good for your fingers. Feet are flat, hip distance, gently lift and squeeze. Bridge pose is always an alternative here. Knees over ankles, shoulders over wrists, lock your arms, squeeze your butt. Maybe drop your head back if it feels good. When you're done, I want you to sit down. We're going to take our block and we are going to go back to snail to get a nice forward fold in. So let's go ahead, lay back. Let's give the knees a squeeze for a sec. Take your block with you as you lay back. Rock side to side, massaging your lower back. Feel that. Beautiful. That's what we're going to be working on now. So feet flat, lift the hips, put the block under your lower back, especially if you're going into snail. And then one leg comes up at a time, point your toes, and then roll your ankles in circles in one direction first. Snap, crackle, pop, and then turn them in the other direction. Working on the ankle joints, keeping them healthy and strong. And then you can stay here or let your legs start traveling over your head, just letting the legs hang. And then if you want to go further, you can lift the hips, push the block up higher on your spine. So you don't have to use your hands if you don't want. Or you could lift all the way using your hands. But remember, we're rounding the back. And we're not bringing the hips over the head as if we are in Halasana and plow pose. Snail is different. Okay, let's breathe. I want you to feel that your spine is releasing, right? It's decompressing. Good, just breathe. Try to spread the sensation across the entire spine, not including your neck. Your neck will get a natural stretch here, but we don't want the chin jamming into the chest. And if your toes touch the ground easily, you can always drop your knees around your face. Where's your breath right now? Keep coming back to it. So we're gently tugging on the posterior chain of muscles and ligaments and tissue across the back body, all the way from the neck to the heels. And that's what we want to feel like, a gentle tug. Now, as you come down, just one vertebrae at a time. And then once your hips are on the block again, just roll your ankles. One foot on the ground at a time. We're moving slow. We're in Yin Yoga, right? So we move slow. We're going to get into bridge. So get your feet hip distance, arms next to your body, palms down, and then squeeze your butt first. This is something I've learned from my trainer, Andrew. And you squeeze first, and then you're really going to build those glutes up instead of just using your legs here. Move your block out of the way. Push your hands, your shoulders, and arms into the ground. Lift the chest, the ribs, and the hips. Stay there and breathe. Finding some levity, right, in the intensity of what you might be feeling or using strength here. This is a yang pose for sure. But bringing the lightness in. Okay, let's try to come down one vertebrae at a time from top to bottom, nice and slow. And once the hips touch, give your knees a squeeze and rock side to side. And see how that feels now. Beautiful. All right, we're going to pull the right knee in and lay the left leg flat. Since we've already worked the left leg quite a bit, left leg is straight. Now interlace your fingers below the right knee in front and pull that knee up towards the shoulder around the rib cage and hold it. This is for your ascending colon on the right side of your body. The largest organ of your immune system is your colon, right? And Ayurveda would agree. They believe that our health comes from our digestion. So breathe into your belly, massaging this part of your colon. It's just 20 seconds. You want to create a little bit of a pinching sensation in your lower right hip. All right, now let's release. Holding on to the right knee with the left hand. Right arm comes out into a T. And then just guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. As far as it can go. You could put a block under your left knee if you needed some support, or just use your hand there. All right, flip your right palm up. See if you can turn your gaze to the right. And see if you can kind of guide your right shoulder to the ground as you're pushing your right knee down. And then take a few breaths in and out of your rib cage. Good. Feel your belly moving, your chest. Okay, now you can stay here if this is intense enough, but if you're really open, you want to go further, bend your left leg and grab your left foot with your right hand behind your back. And this is called twisted root. Now, if you want to make this pose even stronger, for those of you that are really flexible, you could always straighten out the right leg, straight out towards the left side of the room. Now, I have a wall here, so I can't do that to demonstrate, but I think you get it. And that's not for everyone, right? Just keep breathing. This is a twisting back bend. We want to be careful with the left knee. Make sure it's on the ground if you're doing the twisted root pose. Now I have one student that's actually practicing this for 5 minutes now because she can't stand on her knees anymore. So we're using this instead of dragon pose, right? But it's not an easy posture, and she's using a strap to be able to hold it that long. All right, now let's release. If you're holding the left foot, straighten that left leg. Go ahead, roll back, everyone. Get your hips flat, your spine straight, and then give your knees another squeeze. Rock side to side, kidneys, your lower back, maybe circles with your hands on your knees for your sacrum. Go in both directions. Nice. Legs up, point and flex, and rock yourself to seated. So we can begin again. So find your seated meditation where we started class. Roll your shoulders backwards a few times. Close your eyes, and let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhale. All right. Bring your blocks back to the top of the mat. We'll do that same sequence on the second side now. So hands flat, fingers spread out, knees hip distance on the blanket. Inhales, exhales. And remember, you can go side to side. You can make circles with your tail and head. What feels good now? Let your body decide. All right, left arm goes up, left arm on the floor behind the right wrist, shoulder down, and the left side of your face. Okay, let's relax and breathe. So we're going to stay here for a couple minutes to open up the back of the shoulder, the upper spine, the neck, wherever you're feeling it, maybe your ribs or your stomach. And just let yourself melt into it. Try to let go as much as you can. This is a passive yoga practice, so we don't need to grip. So we practice breathing into the edge. And this inner action involves focusing our breath through our imagination into various places in our body. Remember that where your attention goes, your prana flows. We are interested in waking up all of the inner tissue, using our breath awareness to rebalance and enliven each natural range of motion. So as our primary mental focus is placed on the breath and into various parts of the body, we learn to discern how far to deepen into each area and when to yield and surrender to the resistance felt. Good, nice steady breaths in and out. Just a few more breaths. All right, right hand in front of the face. Let's sweep the left arm up to the sky and hold it there for a few breaths. And then slowly switch sides, left hand down, right arm up. See how that feels now. Do what feels good with your neck. And then switch again, stepping the left foot back to easy side plank. All right, find your edge. Sweet discomfort's the goal. Every pose, even here. You can let your head hang, let the arm go back behind you, pushing your front body towards the side of the mat so you're really opening. Good. Using the right toes like a kickstand. Maybe the arm goes over the ear and you can rock your head yes and no, or just let it hang. What feels good. It's all temporary. Left hand on the left hip, look at your right hand, then lift that right hand off the mat, come to your kneeling position. And then we'll just lean to the left. Maybe your elbows on the leg or your hand. Then if you want, you can lift your right arm. Good. Feel the right side stretch, the left side compress. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring the right hand back down, lift the left leg, and just see how it feels. Okay, and we're going to turn to the ground. Keep the left leg up if you can, or just bring it down to get yourself turned to the ground. And then bring the left leg up, pointing to the sky. And then as you exhale, round forehead to knee. Inhale, toes up, head lifts. Exhale, forehead to knee. Take a few more rounds, nice and slow and controlled. So we're not swinging. Breath and movement come together as one. Vinyasa. Next time the leg goes up, hold it there. And then step that left through to the top of your mat. All right, second side, baby dragon. We're going to do 2 minutes in baby, 2 minutes low, and 3 minutes high for a total of 7. Use a block under your right elbow if you like. And keep on breathing. Nice, slow, steady breaths. So a block can go in front of your right knee when you're ready. You feel like you need it. And breathe into the spaces that feel tight. Make sure your hips are square. Good, nice side-by-side hips here. So hip flexors on the right now, opening the right hip in the front. So breathing into the body and focusing on the sensation and the breath going there helps us to be more discerning on where our edge is. Makes it easier to find the edge. So moving into a pose from breath awareness allows us to go in slowly with respect and care, sensitive to our body's feedback signals moment to moment. Pay attention, keep breathing. You can let your head hang here if you like. All right, let's go to low dragon. Remember, you can put your blocks sideways, flat, or stacked, walking your left foot over to the left to even the hips in. Let's stay for a couple minutes. Really stretch, maybe through the front leg more. Breathe into the space where you feel it the most. So Sarah Powers says that this responsiveness develops the necessary discernment between risky pain, which is to be avoided, and unavoidable discomfort, which it feels constrictive and weak sensations that we have to be willing to feel to bring these areas to life. So we're looking for that constriction, right? Where is that place I'm grasping and holding on tight, and see if I can let it go. Be willing to feel. Okay, 30 more seconds, keep breathing. Go lower if you need to. All right, now we're gonna go to high dragon. So let's go to baby, put the blocks under the hands, straight up and down, and then gently peel the chest away from that front leg. Good, find your edge here for the next 3 minutes, right? Long hold, maybe your elbows on your knee. You can add some neck work, any of those things I mentioned in the first side, or anything else that feels good. Maybe it feels good just to lift the chin. To work on the tissue in the back of the neck. Keep breathing. Feel the sensation in the front of the right hip, right? This is the main stretch here. And it does release your lower back. So I've started following this guy on Instagram. I don't know if he's a doctor or not, because it doesn't really say, but it's about low back pain, you know, how to get rid of low back pain. One of the poses he shows is this. The only difference is this back leg is bent up the wall. And I sent it to my brother. I sent it to a couple people, but because I don't know, I thought, God, that'd be great. This is great for bow pose, right? For getting a hold of your feet, laying on your belly, lifting. But man, if you can get that foot up the wall, so it would be, I'm gonna just demonstrate, like it would be with your leg like this up the wall, right? But you're still in like this dragon shape. Something to think about. And he says at first you're going to have to lean forward, of course, you know, just like we do here until the back is more flexible. And then eventually you can bring your spine up higher and higher. He says that's great for back pain. And so we're doing all this work, right, to prevent back pain and to maintain our lower back health. Okay, we have 1 more minute. Keep breathing. All right, now we're going to pull the hips back, pushing pressure on your hands on the blocks. Pause in this forward fold action, Now we're working with a yin channel on the left, right from the neck to the heel. Feel the sensation. Let your head hang if you can. Keep breathing. This is the Ida nadi of yoga. All right, take it back to table. Take a couple cats and cows, and we'll get to the second side of our shoelace pose. Move your body around, see how it feels right now. So 7 minutes in dragon and 8 minutes in shoelace or swan if you prefer. We usually don't hold shoelace for that long. Let's put the right knee in the middle, lift the left leg, and tuck the left knee behind the right. Spread the feet, crawl back to your seat on a block or the floor, letting your body decide how far you go as you listen and discern what feels healthy for me today. Finding that medium pressure. Okay, so we can just sit and breathe if that feels nice. Or we can move our body forward over the thighs, maybe elbows on blocks in front of you or forehead on a block. Letting your body decide. Keep on breathing, slow, steady breaths, working on letting go of the muscles of the legs. Maybe your stomach is tightening up too, notice that. Try to breathe low and deep, helping your stomach to release. Double upper rotation. If you're going to go into swan, it would be the right leg forward. That's fine, whatever feels best. Having your right leg in a 90-degree angle at the top of your mat and the back knee bent out to the side of the room. So that would be a single leg outer rotation. Okay, that's our first minute. So if you're staying up, you could always get into your side bend here, or you could just hang out and breathe and wait to the end of the class to do that. Concentrate, meditate. So without breath awareness, we are much more likely either to give up at the first hint of intense sensation, causing us to miss the gift of discovering and living in uncharted territory, or to strain. When we are overly hesitant and afraid about feeling uncomfortable as we enter a pose and experience resistance in our bodies, we are forgetting that in order to wake up the various places of immobility inside, we have to re-enter these areas repeatedly, re-inhabiting them over and over again. This means we have to be willing to go through the discomfort in them before we experience the joy of aliveness within them. So sometimes I've heard the saying, like, you can't go around pain, you have to go through it. And just the things that are inevitable, right? To get into these areas, to bring them alive, we need to be uncomfortable. We don't have to experience pain. Pain is a sign we've gone too far. So just do the inner work now. Just breathe, relaxing, enjoying your body and opening things up, creating space. Now, if you would like to add the eagle arms to a T, this time we'll bring the right elbow under the left. Crossing at the wrists, palms face each other. Feel your breath. Stay as long as you like. When you're done, make sure to stretch your arms out again, roll your wrists, roll your shoulders a little bit, see how that feels. Okay, and then we can get into our Gomukhasana if you'd like. Left arm up, pat yourself in the back, grab the left elbow with the right hand and relax. Just breathe. Staying present with your breath, with yourself. Just releasing whenever you're done. And then you can take a side bend to the right if you'd like. Here at the end of the pose, we have a minute left. That's feeling good for your body, or you can sit or fold forward. So it's really like when you double up like this, it's really like 16 minutes in outer rotation for each hip. So we are getting into both hips with each pose. All right, let's untangle the legs, bring them out in front, and shake them out a little bit. See how it feels now. Good, feet flat, knees can tip side to side, nice and slow and steady. Okay, we'll take our second reverse table when you're ready. Hands and feet, lift and squeeze. Or bridge if you prefer. When you're finished, maybe shake your hands a little, and then we're going to go back to the ground again, giving the knees a squeeze to the chest. Rock side to side, nice and slow. We're going to do our spinal twist first, and then our happy baby last. So left knee in, lay your right leg flat on the mat, and then interlace your fingers in front of your left knee, pull it out to the left, and then towards your shoulder. Avoid your rib cage. Okay, descending colon, 20 seconds. Let's breathe in and out of the belly. Let the left leg relax. Make sure your right calf muscle stays on the mat, so you're not tilting your tail up to get your knee down. Beautiful. Let the knee come up, right hand on left knee, left arm to a T. And we're going to guide the left knee across the body to the right. Find your place, relax into it. Things are going to change. It's inevitable. Now reach the left hand to the left, fingers spread out, palm up. See if you can gaze that way. And just easing the left shoulder towards the mat. Holding on to the left knee with the right hand. And then breathe into your rib cage. Feel your breath. Now, if you want more, bend the right leg, grab the right foot for twisted root. Be careful. The two sides are not necessarily the same. All right, let's slowly release, rolling gently back to your back body. Get your hips flat, your spine straight, and give your knees a squeeze. Good, maybe rock side to side first, and then bring your feet up, grabbing whatever you can reach with your fingertips. Maybe it's the outside edge of your feet, maybe it's your ankles. Good, see how it feels. You can rock or stay still. Just try really to relax your legs so they're floppy. Happy baby. Getting your elbows out of the way so you're not holding the knees close in. Let the knees go wherever they want to go. Breathe in and out of your belly a few times. Good work. All right, now we're going to put the feet flat and lift into a second bridge. So hands by your sides, arms by your side body. Squeeze your butt and then lift using your glutes. Good. Create strong glute muscles, butt muscles that supports your core too, and your lower back when your glutes are strong. Push into your arms. Breathe. Maybe you'd like to try lifting one leg up for a few breaths. And then switching. Lift up as high as you can before you come down one vertebrae at a time. Once on the ground, hug the knees, no rush. Rock side to side. Good, legs up. Let's rock seated. Notice how you feel now. You come back to where we started, roll the shoulders, shake your hands. Never feels good. Let's take a big cleansing breath together. Inhale. All right. We're going to get into frog next. So a full frog, we'll do a long one. Actually, you know what? I had another plan that I forgot about. So we're going to come to seated on the feet first. So let's stick with the plan that I had. So just to make it a little bit more of an advanced class today, we're going to sit on the feet first. You can sit on a block if you'd like. Just keep breathing. You can lean back for more stretch in your thighs. We've already worked the quads in our dragon. Maybe lifting the knees for more stretch in the ankles. So please be careful not pushing beyond your edge. Good. Okay, now we're going to curl the toes under. So let's shake the feet out, roll them around a little first. And then toes curled under. See how that feels. Keep breathing. So your hands can stay in front of you on the ground, or you can bring them up to put more pressure on your toes. Just be careful. All right, so we're gonna lift into the little squat for a second, just for a moment. Breathe, let your heels come towards the ground to stretch through the calf muscles. Okay, now we're gonna go up to standing. So we're gonna do 2 standing forward folds today. So this is 2.5 minutes each, so a total of 5. So longer than our typical 3. Elbows on knees, toes face forward, tilt the tail up. Let's stay here and breathe. So find your edge. And since it's only 2.5 minutes, maybe you're just gonna hang today and see if you can do that for the 2.5. Okay, nice steady breaths in and out through the nose. You can shake your head yes and no if that feels good on the neck. You could also bring your hands behind your back since we've already done our reverse tables. Keep on breathing. So the weight can come forward or back. You can bend the knees more or less. What feels good? So really getting into the urinary bladder channels, the Ida and Pingala, right? Just like we did in our swan, in our snail pose. Feel your back body growing long. One minute left. If you'd like, put your left hand on the mat or a block. Bend the left knee and reach the right arm up. If that's something you enjoy, just a gentle twist for the upper back again. And then you can switch sides. Right hand down, right knee bends, left leg straightens, left arm goes up. And then see if you feel longer when you hang for the next 30 seconds. All right, so what we're gonna do is crawl forward to table, take a step forward with the right foot, and we're gonna sit back and half frog. So we're gonna put the block on the inside of the left foot, sit back on the block if you need it, or the floor. Then you can sweep your right leg out to the right, or move your left knee out to the left. So half frog today, okay? We're gonna hold it for 5 minutes. So it's a longer hold. It's our inner rotation pose. So really try to get some distance since we're doing it last today between the 2 knees. And that's how it becomes more of an inner rotation, is because the knees are wider. If the knees are together, it's more of just, it's an inner rotation, but it's more of a quad stretch. All right, so 5 minutes, let's breathe. Make sure you're at your edge right now, because it's not our typical 3 minutes, right? You can put a block behind your right knee. You can fold forward for more or lean over a little bit to the right for less on the knee or the ankle. All right, let's continue to breathe into the sensation. Create space using the breath, remembering it's temporary, and Annicca. But don't create pain, right? Pain is the sign you've gone too far. Use your blocks in front of you if you are coming forward, or even if you're staying up, right? You could always use straight up and down blocks, or you could lean back here too if you're sitting on the floor. Take your time. We've only been here a minute so far. There's no rush. So without a clear focus on the breath leading us slowly into our bodies to an appropriate edge, we may plunge in with overambitious enthusiasm, unwittingly bypassing an appropriate limitation and thrashing forward with aggressive fixation. With the breath as our primary guide, we gradually move into ever deepening realms of sensitivity and possibility, learning to avoid the extremes of under or overuse in each area. Right? It's the practice of moderation, moderate pressure. This is how we work the body in this way. It's the opposite of yang, right? Yang is a little bit more extreme. We always want to work at our edge, even in yang yoga. But it's more about pushing and moving, whereas this is allowing and receiving. Okay, we're halfway there. Keep breathing. "30 seconds, keep breathing." Okay, now remember, we're going to grab a hold of that left ankle and slowly bring that leg out front and let both legs stretch. Shake them out a little bit. Now keep the left knee straight, put the right foot flat, hold the right knee and lift up. We'll take another twist, third one. Right hand back, lift the ribs, suck the belly in and start to twist to your right. Just a few moments here. Squeeze your belly, small sips of air, turn, turn. And when you're done, inhale to the front, exhale to the left. Beautiful. Come back to center, cross your ankles, come back to table. Do a few cats and cows up and down. Feel the difference. And then turn your toes under. We're going to get to downward dog. Lifting up, moving the chest between the arms towards the legs. This is how we're going to get into our second side. So let your head hang. Shake out your head. Walk your dog a little bit, bending one leg, straightening the other. Feel the shoulders open. Okay, walk your hands back by your feet. We'll start our second standing forward fold. So find your place, feet face straight ahead, let your head hang, shake it yes and no. Elbows on knees, block on the thighs for your body, or just hang forward. 2.5 minutes. Nice steady breaths in and out. Good. So breathing into those spaces. Playing our edge, right? Going in a little. It feels like it's opening and changing. Annicca, right? It's all changing. Or it might be tightening, might be the change. You might feel something like coming to the surface that feels like it's getting more intense. That means you need to back out a little to give that area space to breathe again. Okay, that's our first minute, 90 seconds to go. Working on flexion on urinary bladder channels. So we did 2 bridges earlier, so we could skip the frog back bends today. Good, 45 seconds. Keep breathing. Remember, the weight can come forward or back in your feet. You can bend the knees more or less. Maybe try something different today, straightening your legs more. What feels good? You could also do the twist, hand on the floor, bending the knee, whichever hand you have down, lifting the opposite arm, switching sides. A few more breaths. Good. Now we're going to crawl forward to table. This time stepping the left foot forward like we're getting into dragon. And then pulling the hips back to get into half frog. So block inside the right foot. Sit on your block. Turning the right knee out or the left leg out. So since we're using this for our inner rotation, just creating space between the knees as much as you can without feeling too much. Finding sweet discomfort. This is our last pose. We'll do the second side of the spinal twist and take our Shavasana. So close your eyes and breathe. Find the place that feels just right. Make your intuitive adjustments. You keep your right toes pointed. Nice steady breaths in and out through the nose. You can lean forward, you can move away from that right leg if you need to take some pressure off. You can lean back with your hands behind you, what feels good. Good, we're halfway there. Keep breathing. Nice steady breaths in and out of the sensations. So this way, breath to breath, we sense where our natural limitations are and send the breath into the places we feel most intensely. Often, as we come into these poses, our edges will drop more and more, bit by bit. And at other times, as we rest a while to acclimate to a shape, we will feel other areas talking back to us, and our edge will need to back off. So these pockets can release before they build up too much pressure within them. And this is called playing your edge. So the breath is going to help us play our edge in our poses. Stay aware of how it feels. "30 seconds, keep breathing." Now remember, we're going to grab a hold of that right ankle so we can guide it out safely with the knee, and then let the right leg straighten and bend the left knee for the seated twist. So hold the left knee, lift up. You're going to bring your left hand behind your back, suck your belly in, Uddiyana Bandha, and twist to your left. Bringing out that digestive tract again. You can hook your elbow if you need more. Small sips of air. And then inhale to the front, exhale to the right, counter twist. Nice work. Shake the legs, maybe a couple windshield wipers before you lay back. Beautiful, guys. Let's sit up tall, put the blocks behind us, and we'll take a nice cleansing breath together before we lay back. So sit straight right where we started. I want you to feel the difference in your body now. Let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale. All right, lay on your blocks. We'll stay here for a couple minutes. Another back bend, specific for the upper back now. Do what feels good with your arms and legs. And just close your eyes, floating in the joy of your practice. Feeling the open space that this practice creates within your body. No place to go, nothing to do. Just practicing being. No. No. Go. Now, without moving, just start to breathe deeper. Skim the thumbs across your fingertips and stretch the arms up and over your head. Just see how it feels now. Place your feet flat and roll off your blocks softly onto one side. Rest for a moment, acknowledging the earth below. And then slowly making your way up to seated. Right where we started, coming full circle. Placing the hands together at the heart center. Thanking yourself for being here, for taking this time to take care of yourself. Not just your body, but your spirit and your mind, your breath, your internal organs, your energy system. There's so much going on in this class that we can't see or maybe even sometimes feel. Let's seal this in with an Om. Breathe in. Om. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thanks for being here today.